Good morning YouTube, loftybiker here. I've nipped up to Damerells. I've been waiting a long time for this bike. It's the Royal Enfield Classic 350. So if you're interested in the new Royal Enfield, stick around, stay tuned. I'll be out on it in a minute. Well, here we go. The Royal Enfield Classic 350 on the centre stand. Let's drop it on the side stand. What do you reckon to this? Super colour. Nice satisfying burble. Right, away we go. Gear lever's a bit low for me, but let's check it up and have a walk round. I'll see you in a minute. So, what do you think, eh? What do you think, YouTube? Let's have a look round here first. Full walk round. Can you see the tank? See, it's popping, isn't it? I really do like the way that Royal Enfield have come on. The build quality from the early stuff. You took an old 350 Bullet out up to about 2016, 2017, whatever. They were shite. And I know that sounds bad, but they were awful. This looks similar, but it's built so much better. Everything, the finish, everything's just that little bit sweeter. It reminds me of the early Triumph Bonnevilles when they was built that well. Anyway, we'll have a listen. Very simple. 1 clock. There's the sweep. Ignition on. Turn it. Could do with a pipe, couldn't it? Have a listen. It's nice though, isn't it? Get the camera in. Oh, it's exciting. Okay, so we'll have a talk about it, shall we? Shall we have a chat about it? This is brand new for 2022. Royal Enfield Classic 350 air-cooled 2-valve 349cc vertical single. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it, eh? There we go. I'll try and get out the picture. That's it. Get a nice picture of it. So it's got a real lofty 20 brake horsepower at 6,100. I don't suppose there's much point in revving it to 6,100, but still. 20 foot-pounds at 4,000. That sounds more like it. I should say 4 to 4,500 M's is probably where the sweet spot is. Electric start with a 5-speed gearbox, cable operated throttle, cable operated clutch, nothing fancy on it. Chain drive, non-adjustable forks. The seat height is a fairly low, fairly comfortable 805 millimeters. We've got twin shocks on the back, of course, with preload adjustable. 13 litres of petrol tank, 195 kilos unladen weight. We're running a 19 on the front chromed spokes and an 18 on the rear chrome spokes. We've got a big single front disc with Bi-Bree brakes, and we got a slightly smaller rear one, not a lot, slightly smaller rear one. I'm not sure of the exact stats, but it's pretty good. One thing I do like are the grab handles. These grab handles are superb. You've got a nice grab handle on the back as well, and it's also got these covers for when you want to sling some bags over. So you can use soft bags and it comes ready to go. Just sling them over. Good thinking, isn't it? Good thinking. Switch gears, very, very simple. We've just literally got start, kill, stop. We got hazard warnings. We come across to the other side. We got an info button for changing the trips. This is there on the front. We got high and low, and the pass is just a flick to the right. Indicators, horn. Not a bad horn actually, not a bad horn. So we're coming across. We got a little LCD display with a fuel gauge across the top, plenty of fuel in, especially when it's leaning over. It's just nearly 12:30, it's lovely. And you flick the info button and you go 20 miles. How about that? It's done 20 miles. I better be careful with it. I've just dropped my book. 20 miles. Brand new bike. Shall we go and give it a ride? Let's get the cameras on. Okay, YouTube. I'm back. Start him up. Here we go. As you know, you probably know me by now, I'm a bit of a sucker for a retro. When I was 12 I had a Royal Enfield Bullet. Passed my test on a BSA C15. Then I had a Rocket Goldie. And I recently had a 2008 Bonneville in a similar green to this. And I really like that bike. But unfortunately garage space is my problem. I'd got nowhere to keep it, so it had to go. Because that was a keeper really, but still. Let's have a plod round. We'll go around the island. Oh, it holds a line, doesn't it? Look at that. Can't fault that. That holds a line. There's nothing wrong with the chassis on this bike around the island. So we go down the hill. National. Let's creep it up steady because it is a new bike and it's a single. They don't spin up like twins. We've got a slight downhill. We're in top gear. Approaching 50. Feels quite comfortable at 50. It's very windy. I've not really got the mirrors very good. I'll have a look at those in a moment. But we're doing a nice steady 50. Move across to the left. That's solid, that is. That's holding a nice line. As I say, it's blowing me all over the place, but it is holding a nice line. This is proper old school riding, it is. Sunday afternoon, enjoying yourself. So we're going up the hill. Doing 40. There's nobody there, I'm going to back brake a stab. It's not too bad. It's not what I'd call fabulous. I'd say it's probably adequate for the amount of power we've got on hand. I like the steering. So up the hill. Nobody about again, I'm going to get the front a stab. Yeah, that's quite... I find this with these Enfields, when you first get them, they need bedding in a bit more. I don't know whether it's the pad material. So here we are, nobody about again, let's give both bikes a go. Yeah, when you use front and back together, it gives a good stop. Yeah, solid. Not too vibey really, not too vibey, it's alright. Sounds better once you give it a bit of rev. I'm not sure how much of the exhaust note you can hear, but I like it. Round the bend, here we go. Oh yeah, it's lovely. 55 round the bends. Holding a nice line. We'll just drop a cog, tip it in. There it goes. How good's that? I'd like to go into that road again. Drop it down, 30 mile an hour through the village. Yeah, this is more what you'd call old school relaxed Sunday afternoon riding. Don't forget, people have been all around the bloody world on these Enfields, the old ones, you know, not the new modern ones that are reliable. The technology and the actual development that they've put into the Royal Enfield at Bruntingthorpe, it's amazing, really. These are really, really nice engines. The Meteor's been out a bit now, and I've not heard any problems. I've not looked at the forums, of course. You always find woes on forums because there's always somebody who wants to moan. But in general, I don't think dealerships have had any problems with them for warranty stuff, you know. So it's not bad, is it? Here we go. Drill the rev slowly. Everything's nice, it falls to hand. Well, they should do, shouldn't it? They've been making them 100 years, haven't they? In fact, it's probably over 100 years, isn't it? Yeah, I could buy one of these. We're in the 60, mate. You're doing 35 miles an hour, barely. Oh, he's doing 36 now. I ain't got the power to burn him off, or else I'd be gone. But that ain't really what Royal Enfields are about, are they? They're not about thrashing and going fast. I've got to say, the seat is pretty comfortable, really. It's fairly soft. It's not bad. I wouldn't want to be on the motorway, but I've got to say, the wind blast, it's not bad at all. You know, it's a naked bike, and it feels nice. It's what I'd say is a comfortable place to be. Do you know what I mean? Friendly and familiar. I'm not really sure which market they're going for. You know, if I'd just passed my test on a 125, I'm not certain that this is the style of bike I'd be looking for as a youth. I'd be looking for one of them 300cc CF motos or something, or a 390 KTM. But if you wanted a nice toy as a second bike, and you don't fancy an off-roader, not everybody wants a CR F250. I know they're selling lots of them, but not everybody wants one. If you wanted a second bike, just something to bimble about on a Sunday in the summer, you know, park it up, and you ain't got to worry about putting full leathers on and everything. You can wear a nice open-faced helmet and a pair of riding jeans. This would be as good as anything. Most definitely. That gear lever's a tough out. The adjustment, that is, it's a bit low, it's a bit flat. Could do with coming up one to get your boot underneath it. Slow down a touch. Here we go. A little gentle squeeze of the throttle and you're doing 30. Nothing coming. Nice and narrow. The knee pads are quite funny. My knees are about 4.5 inches past the knee pads. Oh, he's making me cough. Here we go. We get a bit more decent road round the corner. We're still in the 30, so I'm taking it easy. So near, so spa. Here we go. Yeah, it's a lovely place to be. Pootling about at 30 mile an hour down the lanes. All the time in the world to have a look round and enjoy yourself. Like I said, I really liked the Meteor. I thought the Meteor was a cracking bike. The Meteor's got slightly forward set pegs, whereas, here we are, 50. Whereas the Classic is traditional, literally underneath your knees. It's so comfortable. I should imagine whether you're 5'1" or 6'3", you could ride this bike all day long and wouldn't have any problems at all. Just feel them brakes. I like to run both sides of the piston in. There you go. Slow riding. How about that? Right, so we're in a 50. Let's get it up to 50. Sounds nice on the overrun, listen to that. Fueling's good, isn't it? There's no snatchiness or anything on the throttle. Really smooth. Here we go, we've got it rolling now. I'll just drop it back to third. A little bit of breakage, not too much. There we go. Back up to 50. Oh yes. I want one. I want one. Mom, buy me one of them. I want one. How about that? Lovely jubbly. Top gear roll on. Wouldn't be very good, unfortunately. In fact, I don't think third gear roll on will be much cop, so to be fair to the size of the engine and the CC, we'll do a second gear roll on. That's better, isn't it? I've got to say, I love this bike to bits. You know, took a couple of cheap bikes out today, one's 6 grand, one's 5 grand, what more do you want? You know, when you start talking about Ducati V4s, about 24 grand and all this nonsense, you could have 5 of these. One in each colour. How about that? Oh, that's made me smile at us. Anyway, here's my little island again. Just drop it down, have a look, nothing about, spin it round. Here we go. If you let the revs build slowly, it does go well. We're in third. I'm gonna sneak it down into second. So we're in second gear. We're all clear. We're doing about 30. Don't forget it's downhill. So let's pull it back. I don't want to thrash it. I just want to increase it slowly. Okay, we're touching 70 on the clock. It's probably a bit optimistic, but we're doing 70 downhill. That's a respectable bike, isn't it? The mirrors aren't too buzzy. They're okay. So I'll throttle off. Let's just run the other side of the piston in for them. Yeah, that's nice, that is. Don't even need the brakes. We'll do the same again. We'll drop it into second and we'll see what it's like up the hill. Yeah, the throttle's really good. It's light, very light. So here we go. Let's see how we get on up the hill. Build them slow. We're into the wind as well. So we're doing 50. 55. Noticeably different up the hill. But this is a very, very strong headwind. Now, it's no good putting it in fifth. It just won't have it. Back to fourth. I'm barely holding 50, but like I say, the wind was good enough to get me up to 70 down the hill. And it'll hold a 50 up. It doesn't seem it, but this is a good hill, this is. Yeah, I'd like to commend Royal Enfield. They've come on so well. Siddharth Lal and the gang. They're building some fantastic bikes. Anyway, let's take a left on the island. There's a big Harley. Look at the size of that. So, thank Mark again for lending me the bikes today. He's been good as gold. Have you enjoyed it? I've really enjoyed it. If you have, and you'd like to see more Lofty Biker videos, press the subscribe button. Give it a like. Ring the bell. Leave me a message. Whatever you want to do. and hopefully I'll be back shortly with some more reviews. I've got the CF Moto 700 to have a go at next week, and I think I've got a bit of a chance of an RT, a BMW, the new RT. I'm not 100% certain. Anyway, we're back at Damerells. This is the Loftybiker saying ta-ra for now. Ta-ra.